What is happening, everybody? True Evil here, and in Blue Protocol Star Residence, with this weekly reset, we got a whole lot of content added to the game for us to do. The most notable of these is going to be that we have finally unlocked level 80 gear, but due to the level 80 gear, we have also unlocked the first round of Nightmare Raid, as well as we can now push the Master Dungeons past 5 now, and we can go on to 6. Let's walk through the big differences with everything so you know what you need to be grinding this week. So let's first talk about the new gear. We finally have level 80 gear, which is really awesome. Finally have some new gear to grind for, and the most notable things of it is that the Reforged Stone system is going to be the same, but there is something that is going to be different that you need to know about, which is going to be with the raid sets. Because we have a new gear tier unlocked, we're going to be getting a new addition to the set pieces. And the most notable thing of this is that with the new gear, which is this void set, even if you only have one of these pieces, you can match it with the rune set to make sure that you have the 4-piece set effect. So this is going to be really important because I believe no one is going to have enough of the alloy shards to be able to redeem for 4 pieces immediately. So this means on that first week, you're going to get 1 or 2 of the level 80 set pieces and have 2 of the 60s. And more importantly, if you do have a lot of extra of these shards, you can redeem them for the new ones for a 4-to-1 ratio. So this is going to be really helpful because you'll get enough, most likely, from doing the raid to get 1 or almost 1, and then you can redeem here to get basically a second one, possibly, depending on how many shards you get from the raid. To show the difference between the level 80 gear and the level 60 gear, I'm going to show what my ability score is with the level 60 gear and then show what it is with the level 80 gear. As you can see, it's an additional 60 mastery and haste, as well as just a bunch of that good stats on the basic attributes. So for the normal set, we are looking at a 21.3, and then when we equip the new gear, it is going to be about a 400 increase with that 21.7. So really nice 400 increase with each set. So really looking forward to getting my next piece next week. Speaking of the raids, we finally now have Nightmare Raids, which were a ton of fun to do. Basically, it's just an enhanced version of all the mechanics turned up to 10 and was a whole lot of fun to do with my guild. Highly recommend to check it out. Most people in the world chat are asking for a 22k ability score to do this right now, but I will tell you that it is perfectly doable with 20k and up, so don't let the 22k scare you away from doing it. If you know the mechanics, it's going to be a whole lot of fun and it's perfectly doable. If you need a guide on how to do the new Nightmare Frost Dragon raid, I will link my guide in the description. In that guide, I say which consumables I recommend, and then I go over each of the mechanics that I think is really important to know in terms of like one-shots or the freezing and how it differs from the easy and hard versions of it. And then finally, I just put the full playthrough of the Nightmare Raid on there. In that playthrough, everyone has level 60 gear. We did it right at reset, so nobody had time to really boost up their gear score in the week. So it's a really nice video to watch in terms of having a party with the minimal gear possible, clearing it. So definitely check it out if you are interested. If you want to get some level 80 gear before you attempt to do the Nightmare Raid, we finally now have M6 dungeons unlocked, which the best part of this is that on the first clears we are going to get a loot box for level 80 legendary gear, which is going to be really nice on increasing our ability score and just getting, well, better gear. And the great thing about this update is when Master Dungeons first came out, we got the Goblin Lair, Tina's Mind Realm, and Towering Ruin, but this time all of the dungeons are unlocked immediately for M6 instead of like say 3 of them being unlocked and then the next 3 the next week, which means we can get the first clear boxes for all 6 of the dungeons, which is really nice because of the set pieces. You might have gotten your set pieces in a way so that you might have not been able to get gear from Goblin's Lair, Tina's Mine Realm, Towering Ruin. So having it so you can get gear from everything is just going to really open up your options and give you a lot of content to farm this week so you can go looting for those dream pieces. I, for one, am definitely going to be farming for those Mastery Haste gear. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to talk about something that I think really needs to be addressed, which is everyone is asking for 22k and up to do the new Nightmare raid as well as to do M6. And as you can see here, the ability score recommendation is 18k for M6. So it feels really weird to gatekeep here, and I would say stop asking for 22k and to do 20k. And the reason for that is if you look at my ability score, I'm at 21.7, and that is with the new gear from the Nightmare dungeon, right? If I hadn't done the Nightmare dungeon already, I would just be at a flat 21k right now. And the big thing to note here is that, well, I don't have enough of the score to get into these World Chat pub Nightmare raids. And it's kind of crazy to me because you can inflate your score right now using the purple level 80 gear, but the thing with that is it most likely won't have the good substats. Because I'm a marksman, I want haste and mastery, and sure, I could use some of like my alloy shards and get, say, a level 80 piece. Let me check which one I have here. I believe it's here. And this stat, like crit, doesn't do anything. But if I did upgrade this all the way, it would technically give me a higher ability score than the piece I have now. But actually, the piece I have now is going to net me more damage. So you really have to like figure out on that. Like, is it worth it to have weaker stats but a higher ability score so you can get into the party, or just to have, well, more damage and less ability score and be able to clear the dungeons more efficiently? That's going to be a personal decision, but I honestly think the main thing to do is just to focus on being the best player you can be and not focusing on ability score and just helping people out if you can. I understand you want to do the dungeons as quickly and as efficiently as possible, but by asking for these high ability scores, people are going to do cheese things in order to inflate their ability score. Like, for instance, they're going to be using their advancement books in a way that is not the most beneficial for their DPS, but beneficial for their ability score. So just like if we just lower the ability score threshold that everyone's asking by a little bit, it'll make it so everyone can play and not have to like ruin their builds. So just wanted to talk about that because like I do think that the gatekeeping is a little too much right now and it really has to calm down. But yeah, super stoked about the updates. Let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to the most, and I'll see you guys next time with another Blue Protocol Star Residence video.